Hi there, welcome here to Helsinki. I'm out here again doing one of my favorite things, bird watching. This short video is about bird watching. What is it and how you get started? Well, bird watching, first of all, it's watching birds. It can be extremely complicated and ambitious, but it can be very laid back and relaxing. You can do it in a place like this, bird reservoir, nature protection area of some sort, where there's some sort of birding tower or watchtower where you can observe the birds, or you can do it from your kitchen window if you have a small feeding station outside your window and watch the small birds out there. I don't know if this small lapel microphone can pick it up, but there's a heck of a noise here because of some of the birds are chasing each other. Probably someone got in someone else's yard. No, it's a crow who is trying to steal some eggs, probably. Well, anyways, bird watching it's very easy to get started. The only thing you have to do is go out somewhere where there's birds. That's almost anywhere in the world. A pair of binoculars are a good thing to have. They're not a must. You can do it with just your eyes, but some magnification is quite good to have. Now, if you're just starting bird watching, don't go off and buy a Swarovski binoculars or anything expensive. You're probably gonna find an old pair of binoculars at the attic, or maybe you can borrow your granddad's old binoculars, and they will probably be just fine for you when you're starting. I would say don't go buy off any binoculars or spotting scope until you've been bird watching maybe for a year or so that you know you're going to keep doing it for a while. The next good thing to have is a bird watching manual. This one covers almost 1,000 species. I would say if you're just starting out, go for a book with about 100-200 species that covers the most common species of your area or your hometown. We are in Finland, and this book covers all of Europe, some of Middle Eastern and Northern Africa, Western Russia. So this is a very comprehensive book, and more for advanced bird watchers. I'd say just go for a more simple book, since the pictures are more simple, there are fewer species, it's easier to find the most common ones. Of course you can learn a lot from a book, but I'd say check if there's some sort of bird watching society in your hometown or home area, and check if they do perhaps organize some sort of field trips that you can attend to, or find someone there that can help you getting started. Someone that can point out, oh look there's a crow, there's a swan, there's a goose, whatever. Most bird watchers are very helpful and do want to share their knowledge. The next thing you might want to have is a small notebook. Any notebook will do, and a simple pen. Write down all the species that you observe, where you've been, the dates, maybe the weather, some moods or some memories you wanna keep. Just jot them down in the notebook, and as you fill it up, it will become a treasury for you. As the years pass, you can return to the previous year and see what have you observed just in that spot the previous year, and you can start comparing and make your own statistics. And most birding societies also collect data and use them for protection or some sort of research. So it's nice to be being able to contribute to the scientific world in such a simple way. Perhaps the easiest time of the year, at least in Finland, Northern Europe, is during the winter. Most birds here are migrating birds, which means that they fly away during the fall and then they return during springtime. And in the winter there's very few species left here, at least compared to what there are here in summertime. And that makes it very easy to observe birds and identify different species because there are so few. Sorry. And that's my advice. Start during winter time when there's a very few species. Go to some sort of feeding station or maybe a park where there's some sort of food for the birds. Start observing the birds there and try to identify them. What do they look like? What sounds do they make? Do they sing? And so on. During spring and fall, there's a lot of birds moving. Sorry, raptor here. Because of the migrating seasons, at least here in Finland. And usually it's very easy to observe many different species as they are migrating. They are flying by, they are not hiding in the bushes or the woods. So it's a very generous time if you think about how many species you can observe. And a place like this is just perfect. We have some water here, some woods, some fields that are wet and damp. The sea is very nearby. Behind the trees over there, there are large fields. So there are many different species here. I think that it's more than 250 species that's observed right here in this area. And as you can see, the distances are very great. The birds are many times very far away. So when you're becoming a more serious bird watcher, a spotting scope is something to consider. Now they are pretty expensive. Don't get the cheap ones. It's a waste of money. You can't see anything with them. But a spotting scope on a tripod is very good to have, as you will need the greater magnification in order to see the birds from a greater distance. And some sort of fin stick for your binoculars are very helpful. I have another video about the fin stick. Please go check it out if you don't know what this is. Spotting scopes, they come in many different sizes and models and brands. There are many good reviews on the internet and guides. Please turn to them if you're interested in buying a spotting scope, or just ask your fellow bird watchers. They will usually help you. And through the birding societies, you can probably find a used one that will be just fine. You don't need to buy a new one. So that's it. Bird watching. Go out. Look at the birds. Bring a good book. Perhaps a good friend or someone who knows something about birds, and just start learning about the birds. And that's it. Thanks for watching.